Hello, this is Sereen Nasrallah, and in this presentation, I'll be briefly discussing with you an amazing poem written by the Palestinian young writer Malak Zakout. First things first, let me read it in order to reach a level of understanding to be able to comment critically on it. Hearts beat fast, colors and promises, pub blast, hearts beat not. One, two, three, collateral damages. Stop to count. Waves beat loud, howls and shrieks. See sobbing tears. Sorry, cousin. Sorry, brother. I'm terribly sorry, my mother. It was my idea to play out. However, no harm was meant. I thought kids like me were out of war zone. However, I was wrong. It did not matter. Reading the poem and kind of connecting it to its writer, I can infer that it describes the state of war in Palestine, and rather it describes a particular massacre that the writer herself has witnessed. So, in my understanding, I believe that this poem reflects how unstable the life in Palestine is. And there are actually many features that contribute to this idea of instability and irregularity, but I'll be talking about what directly caught my eyes. First, I'll go through the language of the poem, and what really stands out as a feature of language in this poem is fragmentation. As we can see here in the text, we have many fragments as colors and promises, one, two, three, collateral damages, howls and shrieks, see sobbing tears. And in my understanding, these fragments reflect how the life of Palestinians is full of abnormal continuous changes. It indicates how those people are suffering. They don't live a complete state of happiness, nor do they live a complete state of sadness. Every moment can lead to a complete disaster in one's life. Any moment can be the beginning of an aggression on Gaza. One moment can be a theft of a family's house in Sheikh Jarrah. One moment can be an attack on al-Masjid al-Aqsa in Al-Quds, the eternal capital of Palestine. Another point that supports the idea of instability in this poem is the relatively lack of punctuation. I can barely see any punctuation mark in this poem. They may be absent because they are suffering a post-aggression trauma, so to speak. So the absence of punctuation marks here reflects that there is no pause in Palestinians' lives. Life does not give them a break. For example, if a Palestinian goes through a moment of sadness because their flight ticket has been rejected, they must not pause their lives because they have to protect themselves and their families because an aggression has just started. And despite the relatively absence of punctuation here, I'd like to add a point. Um, as we can see here in the text, we have an exclamation point after the word pop, creating a caesura that slowed me down. And I guess this is very deliberate of the writer because here stands the twist of the poem. Here is the complete shift of the poem. It is the moment of the devastating explosion. It is the moment of the attack. It is the moment of the massacre. And I really find this very ironic because a one-syllabic word, just one syllable, pop, causes the damage of not only the poem as we can see in the the damage in the fragments, but also in the real lives of those Palestinians. A very important remark that can be made out of this poem is the fact that it has various points of view. And according to this point, I can divide this poem into three parts. The first part is the first lines that say, hearts beat fast, colors and promises, pub, blast, hearts beat not. And in my understanding, I believe that these lines may be said by an all-knowing viewpoint, a viewpoint that knows and believes that these children were playing, were just having fun, they don't intend to do something harm. The second part is the part that says 1, 2, 3 collateral damages, stop to count. I personally feel the racism, feel the bigotry that the speaker of these lines has towards the Palestinians. So I believe that the viewpoint here may be the viewpoint of the Israeli media or the Western media when they break such news in their televisions. The third and the last part of this poem is the part that says, sorry cousin, sorry brother, I'm terribly sorry my mother. It was my idea to play out to the end of the poem. I believe that this is very smart of the writer Malak Zakout because it gives a voice and a space to one of the aggressively killed children to express what happened just before this inhumane crime, this inhumane massacre. So the various and the different viewpoints in this poem let the reader see the situation from a three-dimension angle and also enlighten the reader about the true narrative of the Palestinian narrative. I guess this is pretty much it. Thank you for watching and have a nice one.